Almost 180,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes around Los Angeles as 5 fires continue to burn, 2 of them completely uncontained.
Oh, and look at this.
Let's see what this is.
This whole neighborhood just leveled.
Yo, LA is literally on fire. I'm driving home because somebody said the Hollywood Hills were on fire, and you can literally see the freaking fire in the Hollywood Hills.
Los Angeles is burning, but is it all just a natural disaster? Or could it be something more sinister?
Oprah now commands over 1,000 acres. But here's the twist. Amidst the real estate surge, a sudden fire happens, destroying homes nearby but leaving her vast terrains unscathed.
A local pilot claims he saw suspicious activity near the fire's starting point. Could someone be behind it?
And he said, well, I can tell you what happened. I saw this fire when it was very small on the top of the hill. And I said, how small? And he basically opened his arms up, maybe the size of a small Christmas tree. He said, about that big.
Some believe these fires are part of a larger cover-up involving Hollywood elites, rings, and buried evidence. What secrets are being hidden in the ashes, and how deep does this conspiracy go? Wildfires are nothing new to California, but this time it's different. The timing, the strange eyewitness accounts, and the overwhelming questions have sparked a wildfire of conspiracies online. Could these fires be more than just environmental catastrophes? Some claim they're deliberate attempts to burn evidence of crimes tied to Hollywood's darkest secrets.
First thing that came to mind after that, he said, arson. He's like, there's nobody hiking at 535 on that finger trail. And there's a power line. There are power lines in Runyon Canyon, but they're to the north. And he said, that has to be deliberate.
From claims of P-file rings to land grabs and satanic cults, today we're unraveling the fiery allegations surrounding Hollywood's elite. But first, let's examine why people are questioning the very origins of these fires. In Los Angeles County, around 179,783 residents were ordered to evacuate, many forced to leave their homes with just the belongings they could carry. Another 200,000 people were on evacuation warnings, meaning they could be told to leave at any moment. Authorities reported that at least 5 people were found dead near the Eaton fire, though the exact cause of their deaths hasn't been determined yet. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna warned that the death toll could rise as more investigations take place in the affected areas, describing them as looking like a bomb was dropped. To dive into the growing conspiracy theories about these fires, we have to start with the tweets that lit up social media. Claims that the fires were intentionally started to cover up evidence. One online response reads, "This fire was deliberate, and all the problems they're now facing was deliberate to hide evidence of rings of Hollywood. Watch Allie Carter." Allie Carter, a self-proclaimed TF-ficking survivor, has long accused Hollywood of heinous crimes, and now her supporters believe these fires are yet another attempt to silence voices like hers. According to her, Diddy isn't just guilty of inappropriate behavior. She says he's connected to a hidden network involving some of Hollywood's most powerful names. Carter says she's a victim of Diddy and has shared shocking accounts of her time at his parties, where guests were supposedly encouraged to engage in jaw-dropping activities. For context, Allie Carter has been making waves by speaking out about what she calls the dark side of Diddy's lifestyle, and she's not holding back. She claims Diddy isn't just guilty of inappropriate behavior. She says he's connected to a hidden network involving some of Hollywood's most powerful names. Carter says she's a victim of Diddy and has shared shocking accounts of her time at his parties, where guests were supposedly encouraged to engage in jaw-dropping activities. Anyway, back to the LA fires. Is this just online hysteria? Or could there be something more behind the coincidental timing of these fires? And what about the claims of deliberate arson? Eyewitness accounts are painting an even darker picture. A local who flew over the fire's origin claims he saw something suspicious.
And he said, well, I can tell you what happened. I saw this fire when it was very small on the top of the hill. And I said, how small? And he basically opened his arms up, maybe the size of a small Christmas tree. He said, about that big. And the first thing that came to mind after that, he said, arson. He's like, there's nobody hiking at 535 on that finger trail. And there's a power line. There are power lines in Runyon Canyon, but they're to the north. And he said, that has to be deliberate.
This aligns with other reports of figures seen near the starting points of fires. LA fires are arson! The Hollywood Hills fires are being intentionally set. Bottom right corner. Tiny figures seen shooting something, possibly a flare, before a fireball is seen in the field before the video ends. One person wrote, "Could this be evidence of intentional arson?" What's more, a viral clip shared online shows what appears to be a fireball exploding in a field, raising even more questions about the fire's origins. But why would Hollywood elites allegedly start these fires? Conspiracy theorists point to recent revelations about TF-ficking rings involving powerful individuals. With celebrities under increasing scrutiny, some believe these fires are a calculated move to destroy evidence before investigators get too close. But the accusations don't stop at TF-ficking. Some claim these fires are part of a larger satanic agenda, one designed to consolidate power and erase any trace of wrongdoing. One user wrote, "Corrupt Hollywood, politicians are taking bribes from these cults in Hollywood that are running STF-ficking rings. These fires were planned and everything was put in place before the fires, so they could rob you, take your children, and scam you." While these theories sound far-fetched to some, others argue there's too much smoke for there not to be fire, literally. Critics point to a history of fire-affected land being acquired by wealthy developers. One person commented on this saying, "Wake up, pay attention. These Hollywood celebrities that are a part of the Satan worship, STF-icking are starting these fires and buying up land and getting more power and more children hidden and sold. These fires all have similar patterns. But could these fires be a strategic move to drive out residents and clear the way for gentrification? Some conspiracy theorists believe these fires are a way for the elite to consolidate land and power under the guise of natural disaster recovery. For instance, we have the Maui fires. You see, numerous TikTokers have pointed fingers at billionaires like Winfrey, allegedly attributing the fires to a supposed scheme aimed at acquiring valuable Maui land from indigenous communities. For context, 2 years ago, a massive wildfire swept through Lahaina, leaving devastation in its wake. It seemed like Oprah saw an opportunity to turn it into a PR moment. With a staggering 1,000 acres of land on Maui and her well-known island-hopping lifestyle, she was basically the queen of the celeb scene there. At the time, she was caught on camera comforting evacuees at a shelter, and the whole world got to see her compassionate side. But that wasn't the end of it. That Sunday, she showed up at another evacuation center with her own CBS camera crew in tow. Reports later revealed that she and her crew were turned away, sparking a media frenzy. The county of Maui eventually chimed in on Facebook, giving her credit for respecting their no-camera policy. Some people praised her for her kind-hearted visit, but not everyone bought it. The comment section turned into a battleground, with folks accusing her of hogging the spotlight yet again. It felt like she was trying to star in her own reality show, and let me tell you, the audience had plenty to say about it. She needs to stay home. Turning recovery into a media frenzy isn't helping anyone. Billionaires seeking media attention is gross. You are all just fine with her buying up the land and turning recovery into a circus? One fan wrote, "This is funny. She burns down Hawaii and then goes to help out. I feel like all the contractors in the area should come together and build all these people new homes before the rich take their land." A second fan added, "Following this comment, Oprah Winfrey's massive property in Maui has triggered online speculations about whether or not they were impacted due to the wildfire on the island. Over the years, Oprah has purchased over a few thousand acres of land and has even been a part-time resident of the island. Among multiple properties on the island, some notable ones include 2,000 acres of farmland on the side of Haleakala, a dormant volcano at a height of 4,000 feet, and a private ranch. Then there are the 870 acres of agricultural land spread across Kula, a part of upcountry, to the western-facing slopes of Haleakala, all the way to Makawao and Kanaio. As per Maui Now, she bought the last one for a whopping $6.6 million in February 2023, which added to her existing properties in Kula and Hana. In light of this revelation, one Twitter journalist by the name Nicholas Venuman shared his speculation on how Oprah's massive property managed to survive the disaster.
Fire comes across, destroys many homes near where she bought, and her places and her acres remain absolutely untouched.
According to Venuman, Oprah and her fellow elites are allegedly trying to push their selfish agendas of accumulating land by making everyone believe that there is a climate emergency taking place.
They're trying to spread fear, making us believe that we have a climate emergency, Guys, this is nothing but them burying us in regulations.
What's more, the journalist linked the current fire to one that happened in 2017, claiming that this is not mere coincidence. Let me take you back to 2017. There was this massive, deadly wildfire tearing through Montecito, destroying homes and leaving devastation everywhere. Yet somehow, almost like magic, Oprah's luxurious mansion emerged completely unscathed, not even a scratch. And after that, Oprah didn't waste any time. She went on a real estate buying spree, expanding her Montecito estate to a jaw-dropping 70 acres. Talk about leveling up. But here's where things get even more interesting. Fans started buzzing about how miraculous it was that her property survived while so many others were lost. Seriously, could the stars have aligned any better for her? And the plot thickens. Right after the fire, Oprah's sudden obsession with snapping up more land had people raising eyebrows. It's like she saw the flames as a golden opportunity to expand her empire. Convenient timing, right? Some are even calling it strategic maneuvering. One fan threw major shade by commenting, "It's not climate fires, they're direct energy weapons." Then another fan went full detective mode, posting a screenshot of unverified info that they're treating like a smoking gun. And guess what it listed? The names of Hollywood's biggest power players, folks with bank accounts that could buy a small country. We're talking Bill Gates, Will Smith, Jeff Bezos, Morgan Freeman, Lady Gaga, and Julia Roberts, just to name a few. And what do they all supposedly have in common? Their properties, just like Oprah's, somehow escaped the fire without a scratch. It's got people wondering if there's some sort of secret fireproof club for Hollywood's elite. Meanwhile, a writer took things even further, trying to connect dots between a Hawaiian senator and these A-listers. Hawaii Senator Brian Schatz can't even hide his smirk as Maui burned. He's seeing dollar signs for huge Democrat donors, Oprah, Zuckerberg, other billionaires, who will scoop up the land and steal it from native-born Hawaiians. He tweeted in reference to this interview,
"Senator, it's great to have you under awful circumstances. And like I said to Senator Hirono last night, everybody I've talked to and seen is thinking about folks in Hawaii and pulling for you. And
I don't know about you, but that smirk on the senator's face is hard to miss." Anyway, the writer went on to add, Maui is being looted by billionaires. The fire, don't ask who started it, will lead to one of the largest land grabs in history. In her own way, Oprah did manage to help some of the fire victims. Back in August 10th, 2023, she was filmed handing out supplies at the War Memorial Stadium in Maui. In the clip, she acknowledged that rebuilding the island was going to be a long and difficult process. She shared that she had spent time at the shelters in Maui where she met so many incredible people, including a man named Julius. He recounted his harrowing escape from the fires. "I asked Julius what he needed," Oprah recalled. "His legs were covered in bandages from running to escape the fire. He told me he could feel his skin popping as he ran. He had to abandon his car because the tires were melting and just started running." She continued, "And when I asked, 'Tell me what you need,' he said, 'Ma'am, I need nothing. My life is now my greatest gift. I have my life.'" Still, whether Oprah's efforts truly helped the fire victims remained a hot topic of debate. As always, opinions were divided. But amidst all the back and forth, one thing seemed clear to her devoted fans. Oprah and her billionaire friends stood to benefit from the situation. To them, it looked like the disaster came with a shiny silver lining, one that matched their hefty bank accounts. Meanwhile, with the recent LA fires, online users are already speculating about who stands to gain the most from the devastation. One thing seems certain, it's hard to believe that no A-lister is connected to this in some way, especially considering the string of scandals that have recently rocked the entertainment industry. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.